Hi, Allie and Simon. I hope all is well. I wanted to send you this PowerPoint just to go over some of the things that we talked about in our Zoom and just have you guys look at this and give your thoughts to some of the things that we've talked about. So this is the Mont Blanc cone, which is so beautiful. And these were some of our inspo pictures for the kitchen. The Mont Blanc is going to look really beautiful. We need to just decide on the backsplash. And we talked about doing something possibly like this one here. Let me find it. Hi, Allie and Simon. I hope all is well. I wanted to send you this PowerPoint so you could kind of review some of the things that we talked about last week and start thinking about some of the other things. Love this direction. We've decided to go with the Mont Blanc honed for the countertop and part of the backsplash, and we're kind of loving this, the 4-inch backsplash on the back. We are thinking about doing this kind of Delft tile that's very simple. It has this very simple detail on each corner, and then on some of the tiles, it will have some type of a pattern or design, and we will look into that and get some samples just to make sure the color's right. We started looking at lights, and you guys loved kind of the glass ribbed look. I'll show you which one you really liked, which I think is super, super beautiful. This you sent, this is a Patrick Ahern. He does these lights a lot too. These were for Simon's office, but this was the another inspo that you loved. These were inspos from Patrick Ahern. This was the inspo pick that you liked, and you liked the lights. These are an Ann Morris light. They're super beautiful. They're, of course, not inexpensive. And I looked on Visual Comfort to see if they had any that were comparable, and they don't really, but I did get a few things to show you. So I will show you that. Another thing that we want to start thinking about is lights for everywhere. We talked about the mudroom and doing this in tile, and you liked the larger tile. I want to show you what that looks like in this space room because it's not a huge room and the larger tile may overwhelm the space or it may not, but we can definitely talk about that. So we're going to talk about the flush mount for here, the pendant lights for here, the lights for on each side of the hood here, the light for over the dining table. Let's talk about if we want to do some lights in here versus recessed, and a lot of other places that we need to kind of look at and review. So we talked a bit yesterday about the table in this wall here. And I asked Gabby to take that wall down and show us what it would look like with an 8-foot table. So here it is right here. I really like it. I think it's great. I think it feels like it opens up the space more. You still have this kind of closed area here. Here we took a long sofa here and put 2 chairs in here. These could be swivel. We could just do 1 chair here flanked. And then we have a nice coffee table and an ottoman, a nice coffee table and 2 small ottomans, and then a console table underneath the TV. Here we have the 7-foot table and the walls, and we have that same furniture configuration. Here we have a sofa, a nice size sofa here with 2 chairs in front of the house here, a table and a chair flanked over here, and the walls are there. Here is a sectional, a really nice size sectional with a rectangular table and then a small chair here, and this gives us an 8-foot table as well. So take a look at all of those. These were some of the other options that I think could work really well. Let's look at all of them and kind of walk through what makes sense and what doesn't. So these were, we talked about the mudroom. We're going to get information for you on the tile and some other info. I have faucetry to show you from Waterspot. So these are just the other things that we had talked about. We talked about removing the ledge and doing either. This is actually just showing you if this was like the honed Mont Blanc here, just here, no ledge, just kind of would have like a very finished detail up here, which would be super nice. And then we could do a light here and here. Or we could do, as we mentioned in that inspo pic, just do the 4-inch backsplash here and here and do all in through here, the Delft tile, which would be really, really beautiful. You could also do as Gabby has here, the Delft tile here, and then the Mont Blanc here and here. But I'm really liking this inspiration picture. I think it's super beautiful. These were the other options that we sent you that you can take a look at and give your thoughts on. All really cool, super beautiful. It's going to be just amazing. So it's such a beautiful house. So look through all of these and let us know if the one that we liked, this one, is kind of where you want to land. I think it's a great look. For the china cabinet, we decided to do just the white in the back. I think that that's a great idea. It's a great cost savings. We can just have our cabinet maker make the back. It's a paneled wall, so it won't have all these kind of vertical lines, which I think will be great. And then this is just another, this isn't the inspo for the Delft tile. It's more of this kind of look with these really simple details on each tile, and then on some of them there's a design. So again, these are just all of our inspo, the pantry. So these were the lights that I found. These are from Visual Comfort. They're called Boston Functional. We might want to do, if you like those, we might want to see what 3 of those look like over the island. These are the Ann Morris ones that are beautiful. Those would probably be 2 over the island, but we can show you what those look like too. And then for over the table, I thought this was a really great option from Visual Comfort. It's definitely, we would have the metals all be the same and it would be a beautiful look. It's not too formal. It has like a nice kind of traditional feel. This is another one that I love. It is a little more formal, but it's super beautiful. And I think we could do a table that was not formal and chairs that were not formal and have that all work together. This I thought would also be a great option for over the table. So take a look at those and let us know what you think. So this one here is definitely offered in the silver. It's about $3,700 per pendant. So it is pricey, but I think that they make a huge difference, huge difference. So this is the Boston pendant, and it comes in a bunch of different finishes. And we could do the chrome or the nickel, and this is extremely reasonable. So if you like that, we'll have Gabby put that into plan so we can see what 2 or 3 look like over the island. And the foyer, when you come in from the mudroom, this could be like a simple light that would go with this. And if we did this one, we could do something like this in the mudroom and the flush mount in a silver top up here, the same as this light. This is just a different option, but they all have a very similar feel. I also love this light for that area too. So let's look at all of these. These were options for the pendants for over the island. This was for over the table, and this was also for over the table. So kind of loving the look of all of them. These were just some of the other kitchen. That's the kitchen inspo that we really liked. So take a look at all of them. These are lights that I love, and we could do these in the silver as well. And then for the faucet for in here, we had talked about the gooseneck. So I looked to see if Waterspot had the pair and row, and I can't find it, but that does not mean that they don't have it. But we could also have Bob order one of these for you, whichever one you prefer. This is Kohler, which he can get. I find it to look a little bit more modern, not really your style. And then for the for the hardware, I love these and had mentioned we're going to order one of these for you in a couple of different sizes so that you can see what you like. For the bathroom, we talked about doing something like this that had some kind of a negative space, which I really love. I love the idea. This would also be a great space to add some wallpaper. There's not a lot of wall space, but there's definitely here and here and over here. It would be a fun thing to do. We could also add some kind of beadboard, kind of like they did here. Stop it and then do wallpaper above. This is just a different type of beadboard, but I think that could be beautiful, really, really beautiful. And I do love the idea of adding something like this. This is the one from Pottery Barn, which is really reasonable. And then we would just pick out our faucet. It's an 8-inch widespread, which is the most common kind of faucet for there. These were the other ones that I showed you from, this is from Pottery Barn as well. And then before I skip to that, this was the toilet we decided on, the Kohler Memoirs, and we'll let Bob know when you guys make all of your selections. This was another vanity that is pretty cute, but I definitely think this is beautiful and definitely more in keeping with your taste in your home. This one is also super beautiful. So for the tile for in there, I had thought maybe to do like this penny round and a Carrara, which looks very much like the marbles here and here. I also thought we could do something fun like this, which is ceramic, very reasonable. It's such a small area. We could do a penny round in any particular color that you wanted. That would be really great. I also love the idea of doing like some type of a subway tile that goes to a certain point in the wall in there where, again, it's such a small space. So these are just some other pictures. I talked about the light, if we were going to do the light in there over the mirror, or if we were going to do it on the side because the space is pretty small. So then for your bedroom, we talked about your bathroom here. We talked about doing a really great faucet. I have some faucets to show you. I love these faucets, and this is from Ardenti's Water Spot site. This is what they look like in chrome, so I just wanted to show you that. They're super pretty. We use them a lot. They're really good. I love the ones with the cross handles. The levers are pretty too, but I think the cross handles are super beautiful. We thought about doing this light horizontally for the bathroom vanity, like over here and here. We can talk to you a little bit more about that. And then we talked about doing a remnant for the countertop, which will be beautiful. And then let's figure out what works best in the shower. If it's subway tile, if it's a little bit bigger subway tile. So our next thing would be for me to bring you some samples so that we can go over all of these things. These are just some different faucet thoughts for the bathrooms. This was the marble tile that I thought, it's called a basket weave, would be beautiful in your bathroom. But again, it does come with some, cleaning challenges, and like marble for the kitchen, like Simon said, you need to be careful with it. So this is marble as well. This is marble, but also love this adding some like blue to the space if you wanted to. This is the composite marble. So this is a ceramic marble that's really easy to take care of, but it's trying to look kind of like that. We did the same one here in a project in Wellesley, and it's really pretty. We did a kind of a putty color cabinet, and it just looks beautiful. It doesn't look fake to me. This is another Carrara marble tile in a hex that we could use. Super, super beautiful. This is, again, the Carrara. I already showed you that. So this was the vanity for the kids' rooms. That is about 36. We could do something like this from Pottery Barn, which comes with the Carrara top. If you wanted to do something that was quartz, we need to kind of look at some other options. I think I mentioned I looked at a bunch of them that have quartz tops, and they were either not attractive or like a wood. So just think about certain things for the floor. I love this for the floor in the kids' rooms, or this tile for the floor in the kids' rooms. This we've done a lot. It's just a white ceramic hex. We did this in our Wellesley project, and it's just really durable and very, very affordable. So for the third floor, I love this. I think it's really beautiful. You know, we can try to save on other elements, lights and hardware and all of that if you wanted to go with that. Or there's this from this company, but I've never worked with them before. We've definitely worked with Pottery Barn and all the other people that I'm referring you to. So just need to kind of think about that. These were just some other projects that we did with tile, just to give you a sense. And then we're going to talk to Bob to see if we can, if it's okay for us to do the wood in the laundry room, which I think would be really beautiful. Adding tile there would be very nice as well. So look through all of these pictures. This is just a sample of the penny rounds or the penny hex. And just give us your thoughts on this. There's a lot for us to kind of go through and kind of get more specific on. But I think this kind of gives you a start. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about everything. Let's talk soon. Happy 4th.